when we look at surveys of office workers, and the Center for the Built Environment at UC Berkeley has now surveyed 50,000 people who work in buildings, and the results are saying 42% of those people are uncomfortable thermally in their space. And this is in essence, a dismal report card. It's something that we're asked as engineers of heating and cooling systems to design for 20% uncomfortable. In Europe, it's 10%, but the reality of where we are in the US today is 40%. So buildings are not delivering the comfort that they're meant to. On top of that, there's a race right now to design and build new buildings with lots and lots of glass. Floor-to-ceiling glass is something that I see more and more of. So we already have buildings that are not that comfortable. Add on top of that floor-to-ceiling glass and the glare that comes from that and the thermal discomfort from the sun shining in a window at your desk. Architects and engineers know very little about glare. In fact, most architects don't even know what the definition of glare from daylight is. And if you don't understand the definition and how glare works, how are you going to be able to design a building that deals with glare? We want daylight. We want views. I don't want to work or live in a building that doesn't have windows. I want windows. But we need to understand glare so we can create buildings that are visually comfortable and thermally comfortable and perform well. These two buildings from the energy benchmarking data that's public, one uses half the energy of the other one. And the one that uses half the energy is the Empire State Building. And the Bank of America building was built with a lot of things to make it efficient. It's got daylight and daylight responsive lighting. It's got efficient HVAC, the whole bit. And I was at a conference and talked to a property manager in New York City, and I told him, you know, what's your thinking about this? Why would a new building with all this great equipment in the building be using twice as much energy as an older building? And he said, well, it's no surprise to me. All the folks who manage buildings in New York know that the floor-to-ceiling glass buildings, the new glass buildings, they use twice as much energy as the older buildings. So we can do a lot to make the equipment in buildings efficient, but fundamentally, and this isn't a surprise to me and many of us in the green building community, it's also the design of the building itself that is paramount in making a building efficient.